Yo, when are you gonna tie yourself to me? This door is open right now, I could just fly out. Everything went out the window, including me. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ciindeh. On this channel, we talk all about self-love, empowerment, personal development, and everything in between. So today, I have a crazy topic for y'all. As you already saw in the title, I went skydiving. I went skydiving yesterday and I cannot fathom the idea right now. It still feels surreal. So I had to make a video because my experience was freaking crazy. If y'all have ever heard the Will Smith audio about skydiving on Reels, TikToks, YouTube, anywhere really, he gave a whole little speech about how as soon as you jump off the plane, it's like bliss and just amazingness.
And you fall out of the airplane and in 1 second you realize that it's the most blissful experience of your life. You realize at the point of maximum danger is the point of minimum fear. It's bliss. And God placed the best things in life on the other side of terror.
Well, my experience was not exactly that. Mentally, I was prepared because I really didn't know what to expect. I was chill about it. I don't think I'm someone that is scared of heights. The plane ride going up was fine. My instructor was hilarious. I was told he was one of the best ones there, so I had nothing to worry about. He had the most jumps under his belt. He was professional. That was a good thing they told me, because the whole time he was being Mr. Funny Guy here, and he was like, oh yeah, I don't know what I'm doing, and then making joke out of everything. And then the harness that they put on you to attach you to your person, the whole plane ride, he did not attach it to himself. So I kept handing him the hook, and I'm like, yo, when are you gonna tie yourself to me? This door is open right now, I could just fly out. And he's like, huh, what do I do with that? I guess he was trying to distract me. I don't know. He was just trying to keep my mind occupied so I didn't get nervous, which made me a little nervous. Eventually, he finally ties me to him, and I didn't realize how tight it was going to be. So I guess this video is going to be helpful for y'all if you plan on skydiving, or maybe you have and your experience was completely different from mine. Either way, what to expect. He tightened me really tight to him. I didn't realize we were going to be compacted on each other. It was slightly uncomfortable, but once you're out there, you don't even feel it. So we're getting to the door, and to me, I didn't feel a fear feeling. It just felt surreal to me, like if I was looking at a green screen, it was make-believe. It was okay, there's the world below me. Kind of like looking out the window of an airplane. So that part to me also wasn't scary. However, as soon as we jump, I don't even know where my mind went. I feel like I left my body entirely, my whole soul just exited my body, and I was expecting to feel a drop in my stomach. A lot of people, I watched a lot of videos and they said, yeah, you feel the little roller coastery, sunky feeling for the first couple seconds. I didn't feel anything. I felt like I just went numb. I went numb, and I was I thought I was gonna be screaming. I did not scream. I think what I did instead was hold my breath and tense up or something. And you guys are gonna see in the video that I got taken of me. I completely forgot everything. One thing about my instructor, he was very busy being funny, but he didn't give me a lecture at all of what to do. So I remember all he coached me on was a couple minutes before jumping out was, oh, tilt your head back to the right side of me, and then tuck your legs in between mine, and make it feel you're gonna, I'm trying to kick his butt or something, so tuck my legs, right? And then to just keep your arms here until I tell you to go, and then that was it. But keep in mind, he did this just a minute or two before we were jumping, so I hadn't registered that information long enough to be focus on what I have to do, focus on what I had to do. So everything went out the window, including me. And I was just flailing around. And you guys will see on the video, there's a part where he actually takes my legs with his legs and like tucks them in correctly and grips them. because my legs were just flapping. And then you'll also see I was holding on and I let go almost immediately, and then I hold on again because I'm like, oh wait, he didn't tap me, he didn't tell me to like let go yet. So I go back again, and then he taps me and I let go. So it was just hilarious, a hot mess. And I absolutely never like flung my head back to the right. Nope, I just was like staring at the ground I was just like, ah, like straight to the ground. I did not listen to any instructions. Nope, not at all. So I think that is why this crazy thing happened, where all of a sudden I'm free falling, and I swear to you, I could not breathe. According to me, during free fall, I was not breathing and I was probably gonna pass out, and I was absolutely terrified about it. So clearly there's not much I can do besides keep falling. I felt very out of control in that sense. Like I had no control over what was going on inside of me. I remember I couldn't hear anything. I was trying to like signal to someone that I couldn't breathe. No, there's no communication. So once you're up there, once you're free falling, you actually cannot hear at all. The wind, the way that it felt was like, it was a weird feeling. Like you're obviously like in the air, there's nothing above you or below you, but you feel like you're being hugged by the air somehow, if that makes sense. It's like the feeling when you stick your hand out the window and there's like a shit ton of wind on you, obviously, but it's like a different way because it's your entire body that's feeling it. So it was like a big hug from the invisible air, if that makes any sense. But at the same time, since I was hyperventilating myself, I was freaking the fuck out. I was freaking the fuck out. So Will Smith talking about bliss, and I'm over here like, where's the bliss? I cannot breathe. And the funny part was that I totally forgot about the guy that was filming me. So when you get a video done, somebody jumps with you just to film you. So they're your like film crew basically. And he's over there flying around like doing flips and having the best time of his life. And I'm over here like, ah! And I remember I'm just like straight up looking down, and at one point I feel someone tap my head in the middle of the air, and I'm like, oh yeah, like the video. So in my head I'm like, act cool, you paid for this video, try to look happy and try to look like you're having fun even though you're freaking out about like gagging on the air. So I'm like, it's all good. And you'll see he's trying to play with me to like distract me and to like have me do things so I look cool in the video. At one point he's like, go like this, like you're flying, and I'm like like trying so hard because the resistance too, like I have small arms, so the resistance in the air felt ridiculous. I'm like I had to muscle through things to like make my arms move. So I cannot imagine like when you're falling by yourself that you have to pull your own parachute. Like you have to have strength for that. Like it was exhausting to have my arms like being like trying to resist the wind so they don't like completely, you know, hit my guy in the face. And then I was just thinking like, when's he gonna pull the parachute? When's he gonna pull the parachute? I need oxygen. And so finally, I just feel like the biggest tug, like the biggest tug on my body, and I go completely heavy and I'm like, ugh. And I promise you, I thought I fainted. Because you'll see in the video, I look like just super heavy. It felt crazy. And then I felt just super like lightheaded and dizzy, and I'm trying to like gain consciousness again. What did I feel? Okay, so I still couldn't hear. I remember not hearing, and I remember he's like, oh, how are you doing? You good? And I'm like trying to gasp out the air that I lacked. And so I'm trying to like just take deep breath and see if I can regulate my breathing again. I mentioned the ears, like I can't hear, and so he's like, just plug your nose and pop it blow 4 times and you'll be good. And I absolutely hate doing that because even on airplanes, like I never unclog my ears because it hurts, like that little, you know, the sharp pain that you get from doing that. So I was so like scared to do that, but I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna do it because I want to be able to hear if he has more instructions for me. So I just did it, and it hurt. Not as bad actually. I recommend you do it while you're still in the air because somehow the pressure was different. My friend did it when she landed and it hurt really bad. And that part I think was the funnest for me. I definitely enjoyed being in the parachute more than the free fall because I had my full senses again. He asked, do you want a slow and steady landing or do you want a super crazy fast one? And I was like, a super crazy fast one, because now that I'm conscious, I can enjoy it. He's like, okay, tuck your knees as high as you can. When I tell you this was like the hardest thing, it was the freaking hardest thing. My legs, I didn't realize how heavy they were. I'm like, okay. I could barely lift my knees up. I'm like, this is as high as it's gonna go. He does some cool twirly things and then we land super fast. And freaking insane. I'll probably insert the video now. Yeah, you probably wanna see that.
Today?
Freaking out.
Freaking out?
Just a little bit.
But super excited.
But very excited.
How about this guy? Doing okay?
I heard he's the expert and he's like
I'm not that good. It's my first day. He's alright, he's
The
alright.
most experienced. I was like, okay, we're good.
We'll say this, you'll live. How about that? You'll live.
I love you, live.
So you ready?
I'm so ready.
Hi, bud. Woo!
What we do here is go back.
Nice. You survived. How was that?
That was hilarious. I forgot to breathe. So
Ah.
I thought I was dying. But we lived.
You did sick, though.
I think my face was like, bleh.
You ready to go back up?
Never.
Never again.
Maybe.
You did all right. You did good.
Breathe.
Breathe. It's all in the
That's
head. It's all in the head.
Really? And you were like backflipping. I'm like, what the fuck?
It was pretty fun. It was a fun job. It was
Amazing.
awesome.
Oh my God,
Hey, come over to Marco. Let's get a quick
yeah.
picture right here. Come on.
The
Come on.
least experienced worker here. Least experienced.
Woo! We'll see you next time.
I think so.
So after my dive, there was two girls that were in my plane as well. And one of them said it was her 4th time jumping. The other one was doing this thing where she has someone attached to her, but she gets to direct and pull her own parachute and direct it. And so she was experienced. And they asked me how my jump was, and I was like, it was fucking crazy. And I told them about the breathing thing, and she actually gave me some good advice. The girl that was doing it by herself, she said, okay, so my camera battery was dying, so I had to switch to my phone, but we're back. Ooh, I should turn on my thing since it's visible. Boom. 5 below, you guys. They're battery operated. So she said you really have to focus on your breathing and remind yourself that you are, and really be in control of your breath while you're like in the free fall portion, which is actually ties into my channel a bit here, because talking about personal development, that's always been a thing of mine, where I know when I go swimming, I freak out about like not breathing underwater. And so clearly in free fall, I freaked out about it too. And in yoga, I practice yoga, and one of the hardest things for me was to actually just focus on my breathing. And so I realized this is such a like personal challenge of mine to like really master my breath and control internally and mentally what's going on, so that I can be calm in these situations and actually enjoy them. So then I was like, damn, you're right, girl. Like, now it's going to be my personal challenge if I do this again, if I skydive again, to have practiced my breath and like just be in control and actually enjoy that part that I was so fearful of. Now I really like that. So then obviously I got home and like Googled all this, and yeah, the tips that they gave online was like putting your head back. The point of that is so that the air actually just goes up your nose rather than like against it. And then when you have your mouth open, when I had my mouth open, all the air was going in this way, like so I couldn't scream. I physically could not scream because I was like tensing so hard that my diaphragm like was already pushing to the max without anything in there. So since I couldn't take a full inhale, I couldn't scream. So they recommend as soon as you're jumping out to start screaming then, because you're going to be pushing air out, and you're obviously going to want to inhale while you're in the air, and you're going to remember to breathe. I also noticed that I obviously tensed a lot. So I had a feeling like, had I relaxed a little more, maybe I would have also relaxed my diaphragm so I could take a breath. It's all like a mental conquer. Would I do it again? Maybe in the future. Maybe once I master like yoga and indoor skydiving for practice, and practice like having all the wind in my face and breathing. Skydiving for me was definitely a conversation about trust and letting go and surrendering to like the feeling and embracing what I was doing. I 100% believe that I can master it and apply it everywhere else in my life, because it just goes into how you do one thing is how you do everything. So clearly I'm resistant on some things in my life, and so I was trying to resist the free fall and tense and control, when what I could have done was just control the mind and let go. Some gems there for you. So hopefully this was informational to anybody considering skydiving. Bye guys.
It was pretty fun. It was a fun job.
Amazing.
It was awesome.
Oh my
Hey,
God.
come on.